Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Erad, and in today's video I would like to talk about the latest generation of events that have been created by Cloud Imperial Games, or perhaps the marketing department. One could wonder, right? Because it seems that if there's one thing that's in common between these events, which were the platinum tickets for the F8C and the recent Idris frigate capture, it is the fact that in addition to generating the ire of a large chunk of the Star Citizen community, they also generated some sales, which of course might lead us to wonder if these were not actually designed by the marketing department. You see, every time these events happen, they need to be conducted by a team of CIG developers, meaning that only one server out of all of the servers can be used for the event, unless they have several teams for that event here, but that would require a tremendous amount of workforce, which would not be used for developing the game, so I don't think they would go as far as doing that. Anyway, my point here is that, unfortunately, this means that only a fraction of the Star Citizen community gets to experience this event, and those who do often miraculously happen to be content creators who are in the good books of CIG, because it generates viewership, which means that it's also a higher chance of potential sales. Speaking of sales, well, the latest one had the Idris frigate for sale at over $1,000, and it seems that this sale was rather successful because according to the funding chart, we can see that it went up to almost $1.5 million a day, which is pretty good for a time that's normally quiet sales-wise. Unfortunately, it seemed that this kind of event here is made at the expense of the community that doesn't get to actually participate, and it just leaves a bad taste in the mouth of a lot of people, which is why I believe that it has got to stop. The problem with those events is that they either happen at times when, some people around the world have to work, at times when some people around the world are not even here. I was on holiday. I was in Singapore the whole time, so I could not even participate. But even if I could, probably I would not have been able to because I would have been at work or I would have been sleeping, because these events usually happen at night. And even if they did, I do not have enough people in my community, unfortunately, to tell me, hey, Rad, we've got a spot for you. There's the event. It's happening right now. It's only something that the biggest communities in Star Citizen can do, go into one server and gradually bringing their friends via invites so that they can have the entire server, which is, only having a capacity of about 100 people, so that is also not a lot. I think that these events would make more sense once we have server meshing and we can have, 1,000 people coming to that event and enjoy the event. Now, the next problem, I believe, is the actual contest. There is a prize here to win, and that prize is an Idris itself, a prize worth over $1,000. And this is, to me, at least in my opinion, where lies the biggest fault from CIG, is that these kind of prices, and this is something that we saw also with the Platinum Cards event for the F8C, these prices generate jealousy, these prices generate envy, and these prices, as a result, generate griefing and cheating, because there will be players out there will be people who will do and whatever it takes to get to those prices at the expense of the fun and the entertainment of other players who might be playing the event in a legitimate way. So what could this be in this case? Well, as I said, I was on holiday the whole time, so I did not experience it myself, but I have heard stories. I even had some friends who did participate in the event, and apparently what happened was ramming. Players tried as much as they could to ram the Idris because, of course, the goal was to capture the Idris and stay on board for as long as possible while preventing other players from capturing the Idris. And because this is such a massive ship, of course, you need a massive crew to crew the ship, man the turrets, defend it for potential intrusions. So yeah, it's definitely not an event for your average Star Citizen players. And as mentioned earlier, large groups can easily invite their friends and saturate a server, which would prevent other players who may not necessarily have an org or play with other people to join a group randomly and take part of the event, which also is why I believe that these events would be far better with server meshing, simply because we are going to have more players out there, not just large group, but average Joes playing Star Citizen, joining other groups as well, maybe making new friends too, but at least having a chance to participate. So there we have it, guys. What are your thoughts on these kind of events? I personally think that now is not a good time to have these events. Perhaps they are doing these events to try future events that are going to come up in the future. But again, I'm not trying to come up with any excuses here. I just think that it's a bit too early. It should remain in the PTU, and that's basically it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think on the matter. Also, don't forget that we've got a giveaway this month. It is the last chance to win this Sentok Yai. Well, all you have to do is to join our video sharing contest on Discord, or simply become a Patreon or a YouTube member for automatic access. You just have to enter your name on Discord as well. Guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. I've been Irad. Cheers.